Well, good morning and welcome to Zen Fits here in Blackstone, Virginia, the center of the world. But then you too are at the center of the world. And I wanted to talk about time this morning. Well, it's my birthday. I'm 86, and I've got on my holy shawl because it's cold here. And so I wanted to meditate on time. I think, what is time? You know, the older you get, the more aware you are of time. Like at 86, the birthdays you've got ahead are reducing. In other words, when you start out in life, you've got a lot of birthdays ahead. Oh, yeah, it's a birthday. Oh, when you're a child, oh, I'm older. Yeah, wow, I'm 6 now. Wow, I'm 10. Yay. I'm 18. Oh, ooh, yay. And then as you get up, it's like going up a hill and you come up to about 50. And then you start to, oh shit, I'm older now. I'm getting older. I'm older now. So it's kind of like, yay, I've got a birthday and oh, not another one. So it's funny about time. You know, time is everywhere, and since we don't have enough of it, I didn't have enough time. Or I had too much time. Or when is this time going to stop? When am I going to get out of here? I'm looking at the watch. When can I leave? When can I go? When is this time going to be up? Or I want to get to this other time. I want to get to a new time, a better time. Tomorrow's a better time. When we die, everybody says, oh, they went to a better time. But they're at a better place now. Now they have no more time. No more worries. You know, where is time? No more worries. No more conflict. No more time. I'm so happy for them. Isn't it ironic, you know, how time is flip-flops. Flipping flop. You know, we like it, we don't like it. We want to get rid of it, we want to get more of it. We don't have enough of it. We have too much of it. We're never satisfied. We don't even know what time is. We have no idea what time is. So we say time is a river. Well, as a metaphor, a river is good. You see, we have the sense of time flowing. We have a sense of reality flowing. It's a flow. But where are we when we have that sense? Well, if you're going to watch a river go by, you have to get on the bank of the river, right? Stay on the bank and watch the river. Sit on the bank, meditate on the river, you see. But you're outside of the river. So now, are we outside of time? That's the question I ask. Are we outside of time? That's why we can never, time seems to be something that I can never get enough of, or I have too much of it, because I'm outside of it. So we think of time as a river, and we're on the bank. Now, what if we say, well, reality is time? Reality. So now, can I get outside of reality to observe reality? Do we do that? Is that what's going on? I abstract myself as me from reality or time so I can be aware of time as something and measure it. Oh, we measure it in seconds, hours, weeks, days, years. We measure time, excuse me, from the bank. But if you're in the river, you can't measure time. So what is time but resistance? The feeling of resistance. For instance, when you're driving a car, or maybe you're sitting in the passenger seat, and stick your hand out the window. we love to do this. The hand pushed against and we let go. You push against the wind and then you let go. Whoa, there goes the hand. You push against, you feel the hand, you feel the resistance. Yeah, and then you let go. Woof. Or you got a stream of water. You put your hand in, you resist, and the water piles up and you feel the hand. And then you let go and your hand goes woo with the water, you see. Isn't time like that? So there's time that is flowing, and I can only feel time, I can only be aware of time if I stick my hand in it and put resistance. So time, the feeling of time, basically is a feeling of resisting the flow of time. If I don't resist, I cannot measure it. We experience this all the time. You go to a dance. Wedding receptions. I used to be a wedding photographer. Go to the wedding reception dance. First thing is the women are going to jump in. And they're going to be dancing. And the men are going to be standing at the sideline. And the women are going, come on, jump in the music, jump in the dance. And they're, I got to drink some more. So finally they get enough liquor. And they jump in. And some are just lost in the dance. Some become the dance. And others are still kind of stiff. Like, I feel kind of foolish out here. Feel self-conscious. I'm conscious of time. I'm conscious of myself, you see. That's time. But when we lose it, when we let go and flow with the moment, become the music, become the dance, become the now, there's no time. And then suddenly somebody would say, hey, it's time to go. Oh, I lost track of time. I didn't even notice time. Is it time to go? Darn, I was having such a good time. Having a good time is having no time. Is going with the wind, going with the flow, going with the moment. The moment is flowing. It's a verb. The moment you say a noun, the moment you perceive a noun, the moment you name anything, that's your hand in the flow. Every time you name something, that's a resistance against the verb. So time being, so your life, so now is a verb. And we put nouns in it to fix it. So, we can't do that. That's why MacGyver was such a great metaphor for me. Remember that TV movie? It's basically all action heroes are MacGyvers. Now, a MacGyver hero will use anything that's available to get out of a fix, and it's always very creative. So he creatively uses what's given in the moment to get out of a fix. So if there's a pencil, he may use it as an ice pick. Now the mind that's fixed in time, the mind that's fixed in nouns, the literal mind says, you can't use that pencil as an ice pick. It's a pencil. It can't be an ice pick. It's fixed. It's a pencil. Don't use a pencil for an ice pick. We get this all the time in the house. When, as little kids, we use anything, we're kind of like MacGyvers. But don't use that for this. That is that, and this is this. So we get, so that whole idea is that we fix the world in nouns, in names that we believe are reality. So if the pencil is a pencil, you can't use the pencil for a door jamb, or you can't use it for anything else, you see. It's a pencil. So a mind that's locked in time sees everything literally as what it's named. But if we relax the grip of the name, anything can be anything. Everything flows. Everything is anything you want it to be. So we really live in a world today of two times. In the media world, Photoshop, video, movies, anything is anything you want it to be. We say it's photoshopped. We don't, no, used to be photography was an image of reality, and you trusted the photography as being the reflection of reality. Now, the photograph is art. You can fix it anyway. Take people in. I mean, was it wedding photography? Take a picture of the family. A few years later, they come to me with the fix. Well, you take that guy out of the picture. I got divorced. I don't want him in the family picture. So I would take him out. People would think, people would not realize that with Photoshop, you know, well, you can just take him out. But then I said, well, if I take him out, that's going to leave a big blank spot to put something else in there. Anyway, I digress. But the point we're working with here is that when we're fixed in time, we are fixed in a feeling of resistance against reality. So time is a feeling of resistance that is the same as your hand against the wind outside your car window, or your hand in a stream of water. You can feel, and you say, oh, I can feel my hand. So what you're really feeling in time is your sense of self. We don't have a sense of self, a me, an ego, something, a sense of self. My thingness. We don't have this sense of thingness unless we are creating a resistance against time or being. Now in Zen, Buddhism basically is a shift in the viewpoint of time. In the secular world, in the modern world, in the materialistic world that we live in now, in the West, everything is a thing. So you have to create time as a container of things. So time and things go together. You can't have time and no things, and you can't have a thing without time. They rise together. So what would happen, you see, if you let go of your thingness, your self-consciousness, your self-reflection, you let go of that, well, then you're just released into the flow. And that's frightening because you lose your sense of self. But for those whose sense of self is loose, is not so fixed, it's easy to let go and jump into the music and dance, or to lose yourself in what you're doing. Forget yourself in your relationships. Lose yourself in reality. And we do it all the time when reality gets very strong and comes and makes us, through survival, lose our sense of self. Like you're driving along and suddenly a truck is coming right at you, and you are not thinking about, oh my gosh, what time is it? And you're not even thinking about, oh my gosh, a truck is coming. No, you are getting out of the way of the truck. There is nobody there. There's just you getting out of the way. Then there's no you. There is the truck, there's the car, there's the road, there's the driving. It's all one thing. But as soon as you get free, as soon as you get back on the road of yourself, you think, oh my God, I could have been killed. Oh my God, I could have been killed. I comes back. But in that moment, there was no I, there was no fear. There was just a verb. There was just action. There was time being. But the moment we're free from it, we go back into time, and now I'm outside of time thinking about, well, that time I could have been killed. So if we could live without time, so we need time if we're going to catch a bus. It's not that time is bad, but what's bad, or what's old age, sickness, and death. So when Buddha says, I'm going to find the cessation of old age, sickness, and death, he was talking about getting out of a new viewpoint of time. Not getting away from time. We need time. I got to catch a bus. I got to fix the house. How long is it going to take? Well, I got an appointment to see the dermatologist. How much time? When is it? That's functional. But it's not who I am, you see. Who I am is timeless. So there's there's the time of who I am, which is timeless, which is flowing with the moment, which is the moment, which is now, being time. And then there's the functional time, like I got to catch a bus. What time is it? But in our culture, we forget the being time and just think the clock time is real. And I got to get in time with the clock, with the schedule, with tomorrow, or the past, you see. But in being time, the past and the future is now. There is nothing outside of reality. Reality is time. So Zen comes up and says, from the beginning, not a thing is. From the beginning, no time is. Things don't change. Things are change. That's a different viewpoint. That's the viewpoint from the timeless. So anyway, as I'm 86 today and running out of time, I look in the news, and everybody's dropping off. Oh, it's 85, he died. 90, 86, 80, 86, he just died. Anyway. So I'm also meditating upon and moving closer and closer to the timeless. When Ramana Maharshi was about to die, his disciples said, "Where are you going, Ramana?" He says, "There's no place to go." Anyway, thanks for dropping in.